Yes.
Two Dads, One Dut, the Hot Takes Podcast, episode 67, Girthy Football Edition, week 6.
Nothing makes sense.
It
Pick up
doesn't.
sticks.
If you watch the games, you'll know why,
Yes.
because they don't.
At all.
But
Football.
it is. Before we get into the thick of it,
Foosball, baby.
Trav, tell us who
Yes.
the pod's sponsored by.
Girthy Football Week 6 is brought to you by First Shield Defense. Self-defense is a fundamental human right. A lot of people don't understand that. First Shield Defense does. They provide a way for everyone to learn something new in their weekly classes, and they place a high value on your time. They offer 2 types of classes, Apex, Concealed Carry, and Krav Maga. In their Apex program, you will pull the trigger at least 500 times in 1 hour, and at the same time learn how to fight with your gun. The Krav Maga classes will teach you how to protect yourself without a gun. Send First Shield Defense a message on Facebook or Instagram to get started. FirstShieldDefense.com. Shout them out.
As always, you can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Google, Amazon. And for your viewing pleasures, please check us out on YouTube's I'm Looking at
Right.
You. Come look at me.
Two Dads, One
him,
Dot.
Him,
That's the
all
pod.
of us together. Smash the like, hit the subscribe.
Yes.
Skirt.
Let's
Drop
do
that
it.
Once is enough.
Once is enough.
Here we go.
Ironically, we play it twice in a night.
Just hits it.
It's football.
It's football.
Congrats. We're back, guys.
So fucking back.
We are back.
Recap.
Yeah,
I was the lone winner last week.
you
That's
were.
true.
It felt good. Moved
Yeah.
up a notch.
But for the people who listen to the pod, by the time you got it, the Chargers were at -1.5, and if you took my pick, it hit.
I said at least I would imagine it was a push, so I'm glad to know that it would have covered because I
It would have
I
covered.
literally have the same things here in my notes.
If you guys took Jacksonville when I told you they were winning, never.
The -7 was never a lock.
It was never,
Was
So-
I mean,
Just because we started talking about the picks.
yeah.
So again, shout out Bill Simmons
Yes.
and his Guest Alliance pod, how he made that reference where it's like you either want to be really good or really
Be
bad.
bad.
And if you're really bad, people can fade you, and if you're great, you just don't ever want to be in the middle.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm not conceding yet at 1 and 3 that I want to be.
So you'll be 1 and 4.
Am I 1 and 4?
Yeah, because I'm now 2 and 3. Dut's 3 and 2. You would be 1 and 4.
Oof.
It's not sexy.
Hey, you know,
It
old
just
faded glory over here.
right.
Somebody had to take the crown.
Hey, somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, the fade crown.
Oh, I'm not coming in last.
Yeah. Well,
There it is. I don't want to be faded. I just said it.
Okay.
I'm not.
Perfect.
It's
I
coming.
ain't fucking leaving.
Yeah.
I ain't fucking leaving.
But I was thinking about it too, though. It's more so it's tough when you put like the overall record for the pod.
Yeah.
You're just like, ugh. If we
Yeah, you want to root for losses so you can move up, but then you're like,
Yeah.
as a collective, at the end of the year, I'd like to be like, if you listen to our pod, you made money.
you were
Yeah.
500 or
Yeah,
something.
no.
Yeah, like it's not. But
Yeah.
okay. So toilet news and takeaways TNT from this past week, week 5. I start out with might be a little polarizing.
Okay.
Are the Saints racist?
How so?
Right.
Taysom Hill gets a lot of touchdowns. Alvin Kamara does not. It is the
Somebody finds the end zone, somebody doesn't.
it's very Varsity Blues-esque.
Yeah, it's very Lance Harbor did.
Yeah, like it's just like
I mean, he did score one that was like a 50-yard touchdown run.
well, I get it, but
That's
it's
sorry.
fine. I mean, that's fine.
but it's almost
But
like
he also gets a lot of goal line touches.
He does.
yeah, in these schemes I'm like just draw up the same play and just put Alvin Kamara there. Like
But
nobody expects Taysom to throw this ball ever.
But he still scores. That's what's weird.
yeah.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, so clearly something was designed. I mean, there's levels to every play, obviously. Like a lot of shit has to go correct. Taysom Hill doesn't just get the ball and be like, end zone. Like that's
Yeah.
not how offensive plays work.
Yeah.
So
I mean, he's fast. He runs like a 4.4, 4.3, dude.
Because he's super, like, he's fresh. He's ready. He's only in the game 10 times.
Exactly.
Is that
And
his
You know how you
fault?
keep Alvin Kamara fresh? Let this dude get beat up in the end zone, dude.
I think it's one of those
I mean, it
where,
sucks for fantasy owners, but hey, man, it's what
yeah,
it is.
like if I'm Alvin, I'm just kind of like, I mean, let's split it a little bit here. Because didn't he get 3 this past weekend?
I mean, totality, he got 4. 1 passing, 3 rushing.
Taysom did.
Taysom did, yeah.
That's insane.
Bud
I
Kilmer.
mean,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude.
you know what I mean? But then you have Alvin on Christmas, and he scores 6 in one game. And you're just like, all right.
Well, I need balance. Life's all about balance. So just
Sounds
hey,
like Taysom can score 4 and he can score 6. It's pretty balanced.
Saints, you're on the watch list.
If
Next,
anybody's racist, it's Matt Stafford. But I ain't going to say it.
and it's true. There's
Get open, Alan.
Honestly, He does not.
He doesn't. It's
he does
bad.
Not. He does not.
They showed some like
I started focusing in on him,
Yeah.
and it's bad.
There's
He's
just doesn't try.
zero separation.
None.
No,
Yeah.
it's just zero separation.
because after
And
you said it like
Stafford-
after week 2,
Stafford
you're like,
will
is Stafford racist? And I'm like, oh, that's gotta be a funny joke. What's he mean? And I'm like, he only throws the cup. And then I've obviously Lions fan, love Stafford,
Yeah.
and I've been watching the games. It's like there's no one open.
Yeah, there is.
He has zero separation.
Yeah.
And I thought he was gonna be a guy there.
Skoderick gets open just because he's
Skoronic.
like Skoronic,
Either
whatever
way.
his name is.
Yeah. Not Cooper Cup.
Yeah.
Higby.
Yeah. But no.
Higbee.
So it's funny because to lead into the next one, I thought about putting Cooper Cup here, but truth be told, with the stats, there's people that are right on his heels. Like he's still doing Cooper Cup things, but there are, I mean, basically your usual suspects that people were projecting right out of the gate. It's him, Justin Jefferson, AJ Brown, and who do I want to say is like the other sneaky?
Were you big on AJ
You
Brown?
were you big on AJ Brown?
Was not.
It wasn't
A
people.
lot of game left,
I
but
don't know what people you're talking about.
Yeah.
You
but I said
was we. You speak French?
I said right now it's Josh Allen and everybody else.
Well, you say AJ Brown. I'm curious to know who the number 3 wide receiver is in the NFL.
I can tell you. Hold on.
Because I do think it probably does go Jefferson and Cup in some
Yeah.
order.
I mean, it's gonna take me a hot minute here, but I can pull
But
it up.
because it's
It's probably Stephon Diggs. If I did.
well after the fucking game this guy
Well,
had
he
for
had the-
Buffalo.
Well, he had
jeez.
the.
Oh no! So it's Cooper, Jefferson, Stephon Diggs, Marquise Brown, Tyreek Hill. Or no, those are receptions. I'm sorry. Jefferson, Cup, Hill, Diggs, Brown, AJ, and Marquise.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
your top 6.
I mean,
right there.
again, we don't need to sit here and praise Cooper any more than what he already gets because it's phenomenal. But again, in that Minnesota offense, there's other options. Like
Yeah.
Thielen catches a ton of balls.
Yeah.
Buffalo,
Great
Josh just
running
throws
back,
it to
you know.
everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you're just open. There's nothing to scheme against the Rams now except for Cooper Cup,
And he
Yeah.
still does it.
and he still finds a way. It's insane.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, his big play was against the guy who gives up the big play. You know, it was against Trayvon Diggs, and he tried to jump the route, and you're like, buddy,
yeah.
the dude's you run it,
but he
dig
finds
and
it
you're
every
running
week.
in,
He
and
just
you're just like-
finds a way to like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do what I do every single play, and eventually you're gonna make a bad decision.
But
and
to
Matt
get
Stafford does make bad decisions.
to get back on track, Josh Allen is head and foot above everybody else. And again, I think it's the quarterback position always highlights or is highlighted in a much bigger way than anybody else. So he's first in passing yards. He has a roughly 200-yard cushion on Justin Herbert, who's second. First in passing touchdowns with 14. And he's on pace for his best rushing yards in a season as well.
Right, but what's Patrick Mahomes? I mean, I guess he's probably not even up there. He doesn't really have like
Yards,
he hasn't had like the Patrick Mahomes like 400-yard game yet.
No, he's here. I can actually get it to you real quick. He is. Oh God,
He's fun though.
he is. He's not even in the top 10.
Yeah, but he also hasn't played this week yet.
Correct, but he's.
But I could see him. Yeah,
He's
he
five-
hasn't had a huge game yet.
Yeah, because we're recording this Monday night. The football game is just going to start.
Right.
I'm
Tell
gonna
me who else
say-
is in that top 10.
I'm saying 277 and 3 touchdowns from Mahomes tonight.
277, 3 touchdowns. Well, I took him over 2.5, so I hope he gets that 3.
Yeah, it should be. But no, I just think it's crazy. Like, again, Josh Allen is like, I don't want to say the fantasy guy that nobody's talking about, but it's weird how in the sport itself, the QB is the one that's like, the MVP is your award to lose every year. In fantasy, you're just you're irrelevant because it's all about like what running back or wide receiver popped off every week, or did like a
Yeah.
tight end sneaky pop off. It's like nobody talks about how Josh Allen is just this consistent juggernaut up to now.
Well, it's because like the quarterback position, in theory, the quarterback position is going to be your highest scoring position.
Should be.
On average.
Yeah, on average, yeah.
Especially if you're a running quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just it's just
But he is
interesting.
putting up astronomical numbers that it really is his to lose.
Yeah. Like
The first quarter of the season's just, buddy, Lamar was on your tail for a little bit.
Nope.
And then you blew those leads. Now it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'll turn it up. He's going this way. I'm projected going this way.
Yeah. We're fine.
Yeah.
Okay, next. The NFL proving yet again that each week is rigged. Tom Brady getting the GOAT treatment to help seal a win against the Falcons.
It was a tough call.
Couldn't have been a more normal tackle. Hey, I'm sacking you. It's 3rd and long or 3rd and whatever it was. This is huge for us. Momentum shifting the other way. I just saw just throw a flag.
The only problem with that is because the quarterbacks by default get that too many times. Like this one was egregious.
Yes.
But if you told me just in a regular game, Tua came to my mind just because of last week.
Right.
He didn't get a flag.
Yeah.
But if just random guy
He's
gets
almost
hit
dead.
on 3rd and 10 and he just gets thrown to the ground a little harder,
Yeah.
they call it a lot.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's so
It is called a
frustrating.
lot.
Yeah. Ticky tack
And just
foul.
the tap, like the tap to the helmet.
But this one was
But
really
then you
bad.
catch the ones where they get tapped in the helmet and they don't call it, and you're like,
Yeah, I
be
don't-
consistent, bud.
Right.
I don't
I
like
got
it at all.
punched in my face.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nothing.
I just think it's stupid. The NFC least is now a powerhouse.
Powerhouse, dude.
Division has a league-leading 14 wins combined, which includes Carson's 1-4 Commanders.
Hey, baby.
So,
I can't wait to hear his point scale now.
yeah, I did all the math. Don't worry.
Thanks.
It's got to be better than people think.
It is a lot better.
Big
than
question
people
here. Toilet news takeaways. Does Justin Tucker have the most important leg in sports?
Most important
think.
leg?
Probably Josh Allen.
He's got legs. Tucker just needs one.
Well, he needs two.
I mean, to
He's
walk.
not out there.
Yeah,
It's just
but you
one
know what
leg.
I mean. You get the premise.
Oh,
Oh yeah, is he
I tried to
probably
come,
going to be the best kicker of all time?
Yeah.
No, I tried to come up with this as they were. I was watching the game last night and it was weird. I actually saved to watch the entire Sunday Night Football game, which I don't ever do.
Yeah.
But
Hello, 11:30.
yeah, it was late, and that's why I was like, man, these games don't get over for a while.
Nah,
Yeah.
dude.
And I was talking to my cousin about this, I think even last year, but it was like, if you had to say Justin Tucker from like 30 to 40 yards, Steph Curry from a 3-pointer, and I tried to come up with one other one from like a baseball standpoint, and I think it was like Justin Verlander to throw a strike,
Right.
and it had to be one, and your life depended on it. Who are you taking?
Yeah, I would argue it's between
I think I'm
Tucker and
taking
Steph.
Justin Tucker.
It's between Tucker and Steph, I think.
Then Verlander to throw a strike,
Just a strike.
like in the strike zone, or a swinging strike miss.
No, like he has to throw a fastball.
He has to throw a fastball,
Yes.
and it just has to be in the strike zone,
Correct.
like not versus the batter.
No, like he just has to wind up and he has to throw it with purpose. Like he's
Yeah.
not
Too
just
easy. That's why I don't
lobbing
like
one
it. It's
over
too
there.
easy.
I got to take Justin Verlander.
No, it's too easy.
Steph Curry 3 or just Justin Tucker field goal from 40 yards.
Steph makes threes from like the parking lot, so he's up there.
I mean,
would
he's made
probably
like
say
90
Steph.
out of 100.
Yeah. Like statistically, I think that they did that, and I think Steph Curry is like the most like locked in person to like
Yeah.
game on the line.
It's
Like, that's
insane.
what it is.
They showed a stat last night. Like Justin Tucker hasn't missed a kick in the fourth quarter
Yeah.
in like forever.
Yeah. He's good. The jinx doesn't even work when they're like, this guy, last 24, they've gone in, and it's like, this is a miss every time.
No.
Not Tucker.
But just the fact that like we could come up with different scenarios and I don't even know what the exhaustive
Like
list
if
would-
you were like warm ups and it's just Justin Tucker like kicking a field goal 30 to 40, like no opposition, no nothing.
It's
But
in
then
every
again,
time.
it's just like Steph Curry in the gym to hit a three.
no
like
opposite-
nobody guarding, no nothing.
Exactly.
It's
That's
just
why
like-
it's a great.
I would go Verlander, Tucker.
Well, if you're going to
Steph.
say nobody guarding, then it's just a free kick for, yes, it's just warm ups for Tucker.
Yeah, I would take Verlander, Tucker, Steph in that order.
Okay. The thing that I feel like
Either way, I'm alive.
isn't weirdly the thing that's not talked about enough, or at least I only saw one video of it. There was a Lions player that just full blown collapsed on Sunday.
Oh, in the golf outing,
Who was it?
AJ was watching it from his phone. He goes, "Do I think one of your cornerback? I don't think he said died,
Just
but he
Oh,
said
he was
something
backpedaling
because he
and
said
fell.
he just backpedaled and collapsed.
Yeah.
He goes, I think there's something seriously wrong with him.
nobody touched him. Just backpedaled, fell down. I was trying to think of like movies or sports like moments where it happened. I'm like, this is just one of those really scary, like your knee didn't pop, you didn't snap your ankle, like you just straight up collapsed.
It's Billy Bob, dude. Well,
Yeah.
he got Lance Hubbard fucking taken out.
5 concussions.
Yeah,
He's
got
done.
concussed, dude. Just
But yeah, I was like,
perfectly passed out right when the ball was snapped.
yeah. And then last thing, Carolina is doing everything they can to make sure that CMC does not want to sign long term. That dude is going to go somewhere and get a bag. And
We already
it's
got one from Carolina.
Well,
Yeah.
there's going to be another one.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Well, I seen off topic, also on topic about bags, but they said that I read that the Bills are trying to trade for Barkley, and I'm like, that's not fair, dude.
If that
That would
happened,
be cool.
If
That-
that happens, that's
that would mean that Buffalo has like sneaky, weird, like LA Rams money where nobody knows how these people are going there, but they're just going there.
Yeah.
Like I need it to make sense. I need to see your books.
Somebody was just like Jason Bateman from Ozarks
Yeah.
was their accountant, and he's just cooking the books.
Just
And that's how the Rams are just signing everybody.
Yeah.
If they were 1-3 or 1-4 now because the week's technically over,
Yeah.
I could see it. If you fucking trade Barkley and you're 4-1, and
yeah.
Minnesota, and New York is just buzzing, that's a dick move.
You're an idiot.
Oh,
Yeah, because we'll get to it later, but I got something on it. Okay. That's TNT, Toilet News Takeaways.
TNT
Shoot it.
is dead.
Right.
Dead. So, this isn't really a game, but I just have a surprise dumpster fire that you guys get to choose between.
Okay. I got
Sign
to
me
choose
up.
the dumpster fire.
Yeah, so I mean, I have my own thoughts on it, and then obviously we'll banter back and forth with it. But the bigger surprise dumpster fire, and your choices are Schittsburg or Denver.
Denver. 100% Denver.
Oh yeah, I think there was people that saw Pittsburgh not being a good team this year.
Yeah,
It was obviously talks of
Denver's
Mike
just
Tomlin
insane.
going to be the first time that they go below 500 and like all this stuff. But like 250 million guaranteed.
245.
Broncos got 245. Let's ride.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
Well, so it's funny because I was listening back to last week, and Skur actually asked us a question, and did this team's 1-4. What if I told you,
yeah.
like,
What if I told
and
you?
one of them was Pittsburgh and being 1-7, and it's like, yeah, that's probably a very highly likely.
Especially if you look at the schedule, yes.
Yeah, but it's one of those where so Denver again gave up 3 players, the most notable one being Noah Fant, their tight end. That I feel like, again, with their offense right now, they talk about there's just potential everywhere. It's like Noah had potential.
Yeah.
He was doing things there. First and second round picks for the next 2 years, and a 5th round pick next year. And just, again, Wilson 245 over 5. And it's like, again, we talked about it before. You have a top 5 defense. I will give you that. Like Bradley Chubb, dog. Like Patrick Surtain II, dog.
Yeah.
Like you have notable players in place on that side of the ball. How are you ever going to compete with anybody offensively? You're showing nothing. Zero
But
signs.
they have good wide receivers. Like Tim Patrick got hurt, that's fine. But it was Cortland Sutton, Tim Patrick, Jerry Jeudy. Like 2 outsides, 1 slant inside. Albert O was supposed to be athletic tight end. He hasn't. Well, Russell can't throw the ball, so nobody gets the ball.
And maybe that's some of it, but I just think, again, you have these low, like B tier guys that everybody was just randomly ready to anoint them into like low A tier guys. And I'm like, no.
Well, before Jerry Jeudy got hurt, he was very good with Drew Lock, which is surprising.
Right.
You got to be good
Yeah.
for
I
Drew
just-
Lock to be there. And then, late in the year, Cortland Sutton just came on. It was just like the late waiver wire pickup that just carried and like won people fantasy championship.
Yes, godlike. But again, I think in the long run, everybody gets found out, and the people that get found out overcome said find it outness
Yeah.
and still produce. Those guys get it. Like
Yeah.
those
I
are
don't
true.
think
football.
I honestly don't think Russell Wilson cares about playing fucking football anymore.
He doesn't look like it.
He goes one progression and done.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
He
buddy,
goes to church. He goes home.
make a
and,
move, run. I'd rather him just run.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Well, that's what he doesn't want to do.
yeah. And it's,
He's trying to prolong this career, and I'm not willing to say that he's overrated because he did some special
he's
things
very
in Seattle.
good, and I'm
They
just
had a
like-
really good defense, but he made a lot of plays when he was running around
Uh-huh.
and doing Russ things. He just doesn't want to be that quarterback anymore.
But
and
that's the
when you're 5'10", you don't have the same type of route trees that
Yeah.
you can just sit in the pocket and be a drop back passer. You
your
have to
throwing
make
lanes
Russ
are different,
things.
bud.
But here's the thing. Russell's, what do you want to call it, like resume profile. Seattle went from like the Legion of Boom to just one day undercover. Like they were just, we are depending on Russ to give us 30 to 35 points.
Yeah.
And I feel like that went almost kind of overshadowed in a sense. And it's like, that's who Denver signed. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Like they didn't sign you because you were a part of some, this trust the process in Seattle with the Legion of Boom and the 12th man being their stadium. Like you turned into an absolute unit of a quarterback.
Yeah. We need
That's-
you to be a unit.
Why do you not want to be that guy all of a sudden? Like that's why we signed you.
Yeah.
It's
It's
very
basically like Peyton Manning Broncos 2.0, where they were just like, We set up the defense for you.
Yeah.
Now you got pieces at offense. They're not all-stars, but they're not fucking bums.
He
Yeah.
delivered.
Yeah.
Come over and do what you usually would do.
No, it's weird. And if
Yes.
it doesn't work
Okay.
out, like you're traumatized as a Broncos fan because you're like, this is the next 5 years.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
you're just, now they're looking at Elway like, buddy, maybe you're not as good as you thought. And it's like, somebody's got to take the grenade. You know what I mean?
So then to kind of go full circle with Pittsburgh, the only thing I have is like everybody now all of a sudden is just completely out on Najee and like he just doesn't have it anymore. I don't know what happened.
I don't get it.
And I said that their defense was projected to be sneaky great and they just don't have it either. They're currently ranked 15th. It makes you wonder.
Defensive player of the year got hurt.
Yeah.
That helps.
I'm not done. So it makes you wonder, does TJ Watt play a huge factor into the disruption? And then all the
Yes.
back end guys
Oh, yeah.
just are just
100%.
eating off of
Take
that.
Micah
Yeah.
Parsons off the
100%.
Dallas Cowboys defense.
Okay.
Cooper Rush ain't winning these games.
Who knows?
No, he's throwing for 100 yards.
But are you ready to put Najee in that Trent Richardson spot where it's like, we picked you like with a very high draft pick first round, and you just suck?
No.
No, because he doesn't suck.
I don't think
The
so either.
line
He-
sucks.
He doesn't have.
Mitch Trubisky, not great. Kenny Pickett, rookie quarterback. You're gonna have to go through. You have to go through these trials and tribulations. What I like Pittsburgh was they put in Jalen Warren with Kenny Pickett, and you're just like, yeah, until he figures it out,
Yeah.
we're gonna let our fucking backup running back get absolutely smoked and not worry about Najee's foot.
Yeah.
Which he's not 100% with that thing. So it's like,
Yeah.
all right, if we're gonna work through these lows, let's let some people get banged up that aren't our key players.
Yeah. Kenny Pickett lost his perfect passing streak, by the way, which is just a tough thing to see go. But
Well, I had Najee on my fantasy league last year.
yeah.
And I think even people that, I mean, again, fantasy aside, if you're just a football fan, Najee gets the ball.
A lot.
Most people don't think he's breaking a 60-yard touchdown.
Oh no,
He's
He's
just
a ground
ground and pound.
Yeah.
This is
He's
what I'm
4
going to do.
yards.
I'm bigger than you.
he's like 4 yards a carry guy.
Well, when
But-
there's absolutely no respect on the outside and you're seeing 9-10 men boxes,
yeah,
you're not going to get those opportunities because now those 4-yard rushes turn into 2.
yeah,
And those 8-yard ones turn into 4. And you're like, oh, this is how you had 16 carries for 49 yards.
I guess
yeah.
the only
and then
thing.
your screen passes are like, we've seen it coming a million miles away.
Right, because it's
You
3rd and
can't
12. You
fucking
have no
throw.
option.
So what are we gonna do? Oh, you're letting everybody's just rushing the quarterback.
But
Yeah,
that's what I
we'll
was gonna
smelt
say
that
is-
a mile away.
The plays that I was seeing from like the highlights and watching back on just the game playing out to just be an absolute blowout, which everybody saw coming, was it again reminds me of, and I always go to like Indy when Peyton would do these garbage ass like handoffs and these or run plays where it's like they're just going nowhere every time.
Yeah.
Like you clearly need to just re-scheme or come up with a new game plan or something, and they just choose not to. They're like, do you think you just put it into the gut of the center or the guard like for another yard again? Like you want to do
Well,
that?
because then it's like you give up a 90-yard touchdown, you give up a 70-yard touchdown, and then you're just getting blown out. And then it's just like, okay, well, now we're just going to run the ball, rookie quarterback. There's a 0% chance that they had
Yeah.
a chance to win the game at the beginning. And then those plays happen.
Right.
Now, if I'm Mike Tomlin, I'm like, I'm trying to get out of this game
Unscathed,
with
nobody hurt.
little
People
injuries,
intact.
with little
Yes.
injuries, people doing the littlest amount of work as
Yes.
possible.
Yeah.
And that sucks as a player because you're like, man, I really wanted to try and win this game, but then that happens, you get punched right in your mouth, and you're just like, maybe we should just,
Yeah.
try and get rid of it. Let's run the ball. Let's run the
Isn't it
clock.
funny
No
before
timeouts.
you go, because I can tell you real quick,
Yeah.
how you said like blowout, everybody saw it coming.
Yep.
So like the Bills are laying 14.5 points.
Yep.
Arguably the biggest spread that's going to happen all year.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's so many points.
That's too many points.
But then you see the final score and you're like, oh yeah, I get that.
Covered it
I mean, it
100%.
coming a mile away. and then you're like,
100%.
The weird
Like,
thing.
why is it too many?
Last thing before because I got to pee. It is one of those where I'm still. Devontae's wide open.
4th and 1.
I'm mystified in the sense of, so Josh Allen went into halftime with, I believe, 300 plus passing yards and 3 touchdowns.
yeah.
You have these guys, Tua, Justin Herbert, that want to stay in regardless of their physical, they're hurt.
Yeah.
My ribs are broke.
Yeah, I get it. You want to be the guy. You want to just prove your worth to the team. But how can Josh Allen not say, I can go for records here? And, this is easy. We are having a field day here. let me go for 600 yards. Let me go for 10 touchdowns. Like,
Because
then
again,
it goes to the point where it's like, all right, something could happen.
correct.
It's why is
every time
why
you
is
drop
Booby
back,
Miles? Why is Booby Miles still in the game?
right? If I'm up 21 points at the end, going into the fourth quarter, and Josh Allen has 4 touchdown passes, I'm like, oh, he could get 7.
Yeah,
No, you're gonna hand the ball off
yeah.
this entire quarter.
He's gonna hand it off. Yeah, he's still passed for another 100 yards because
Correct.
you still got to get a first down. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You run it run it twice. You got 3rd and 2. I'll run a quicksand. Stephon Diggs.
Because what I can't
Bing, bang,
control is if I do call a pass play, and the first or second read breaks down, you're gonna take off and run.
Yeah,
And I don't know what's going to happen at that point.
Yeah.
And if I'm up 21 points in the fourth quarter and Josh Allen runs
running and then gets hurt.
fucking hurt, I'm going to lose my mind. And I'm going to
Oh,
get
yeah.
crucified
Oh yeah.
by Bill's Mafia.
but you're not losing your mind when Justin Herbert, who clearly is like destroyed, goes back in if you're a Chargers fan, or Tua, who
Oh,
clearly
no. The Chargers fans, the smart ones, when they were down 20 points in the fourth quarter and that he was still slinging the ball in the game with 2 minutes to go, should have been irate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just want to make sure.
Yeah.
But Vegas called. Got to cover the spread, dude. It's
Have
against
to.
the Chiefs. You got to cover that spread.
Every time. Every
Garbage time touchdown, Jordan Palmer, baby.
Yes. All right. Kill that segment. Shoot it. So this one I have. There's a movie out there. Clint Eastwood starred in it. I mean, I probably directed
Good,
it.
bad, and the ugly.
This one's called The Good, Bad, and the Still Don't Know.
Okay.
So just when you think you know, the NFL makes sure that you have no fucking clue.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you a team, and you tell me which one they fall under.
Good, bad, or I don't know.
Still, good, bad, or you still don't know.
Okay.
Because again, we're 5 weeks in.
Right. A lot of football.
A lot of football left. So the first one, respectfully, it is the Detroit Lions that are 1-4.
As a fan, this is unbiased. The only reason I'm going to say I still don't know is because how many injuries we have on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah.
And the offensive side for that matter.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for injuries, and this was still our record, I would say bad.
Yes.
But we did get shut out.
Yeah.
But going into it, we did have the most points scored. So we can do it whether you have to or not.
Yep.
So I'm still going to say not sure.
I also am going to go not sure. Alluded to the point where everybody was hurt. They were the number 1 offense in the league, and then you put a 0'd up.
Yep.
Now I don't know.
Right.
No,
Like you could be
don't know.
bad because you could score a lot and then your defense, but then now you score 0 and
Yeah.
you lose, and I'm like, okay, well now I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought I knew. Now I don't.
I agree. I still don't know. They have now the second points per game.
Isn't that crazy with the 0?
Buffalo passed them.
Man.
And their defense is 32nd.
Oh, it's terrible.
The NFL has 32 teams.
Yeah, that checks out.
What, he finished dead last? You had a good day.
Oh
then.
yeah, had a good.
I
game,
was
huh?
expecting you to call, honestly, Saturday.
What?
Scary, you want to suit up?
We need you.
But like when I told you, I looked up, and I love when charts have like the green, yellow, and reds for like all the dictations of everything.
Yeah.
Detroit's defensive categories are blood red.
All red.
Like they're 30 to 32nd in like every defensive metric. It's insane.
Yeah.
Like,
We're going to win 6 or 7 games and have a historically bad defense.
yeah. So second team, the 4-1 New York Giants, which, to give a little context, 2 of their 4 wins were against the Panthers and the Bears.
They're bad.
No, they're bad. Not you're saying
The good, bad, and I don't know.
the Giants are bad.
Yeah.
You're saying the Giants are bad?
Mhm.
I gotta say I don't know.
And I wanted to pick them before the season as a sneaky playoff team because I didn't believe in the NFC East, which obviously, who knows what's going on with that now.
NFC
Right.
Beast.
But I'm still sticking by it because, again, I want to root for Daniel Jones.
DJ.
Well, Danny Dimes.
I think it's just, again, when you figure out what you have and what you are and you play to your strengths, they are showing you, because again, this isn't predicated on last
No,
year.
and that's
or,
the thing. Dable
Yeah.
is getting everything out of everybody on that team.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Except for Kenny
Saquon
Galladay.
is
Yes.
is Saquon. Like, I still don't know. It would be my final answer, but
They go down 10, 13, nothing in London last year.
Yeah.
This team loses by 20.
Oh yeah. Especially against the Packers.
Correct.
Yeah.
But Dable's like, no, fuck that.
Yeah, and it's good stuff.
Yeah.
You still
I'm gonna
don't-
say I still don't know. You know what you're gonna get with Barkley. He's back. It's
Yeah.
for sure. He's back.
wrecking ball.
Kenny Galladay is
Not back.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that, dude.
Anti-trash.
I think
You know
that's
what
the biggest thing for me. So wide receivers are just not
The
good.
wide receivers are bad. Sterling
Sterling
Shepard's
Shepard's
still
out.
hurt.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
he's out.
And,
He's
if, and
out.
if Barkley
Kadarius
has a
Toney's
bad game,
out.
that's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like your defense is bend, don't break, and just wait for Saquon.
Yep.
And it's like
At some point, he needs.
something's going to happen where he's going to get you close enough or he's going to break it for a run. And it's like Danny Dimes can run too, so he doesn't really have to throw it that much.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with him running. I'm not okay with Josh Allen running.
No.
I'll
at
let
all.
Danny Dimes run all day.
Yeah.
Get those yards.
Okay.
Fancy quarterback.
Third team, the Dallas Cowboys, 4-1.
Don't know.
I don't know.
I think they're good.
Their defense is good.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think it's one of those again where it's like we talked about it last week. You play in the NFL for a reason. Just because
Right.
you're a backup and you're assigned a temporary mission of filling in, you should still be able to play NFL level football.
Right. So
So-
who have they played?
I looked it up. I didn't write it down actually.
Like
but
they lost to the Bucks.
they lost to
That
the
got hurt.
They played Cincinnati
Then they
at home.
beat Cincinnati,
Yep,
which they're not good.
they beat the Rams,
They beat the Rams,
which
and they beat
They're
who
not-
else?
They're not good.
they're coming up. It was mediocre teams probably if I had to guess.
No,
Yeah.
I think this
So it's
week,
like
not to look
you're already
ahead.
anointing them as good, but they're beating up bad teams.
I think they're doing what they're supposed to do.
I mean, yeah, they're doing what you're supposed to do, but that's
Yeah,
doesn't mean you're a good team
some people can't do that.
just by doing what you're supposed to do.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
It's tough for me. I get it. Like
Yeah.
they're honestly
mean-
they're probably the perfect team for this segment.
Yeah.
They still don't know.
Yeah, because you're not
Yeah.
gonna. They're not bad,
Yeah.
but you're gonna waver between I don't know and good.
Good. Yeah.
So then brings me to probably a murderer's row of the next three. So we'll just do it rapid fire. Rams.
Bad.
I'm gonna say bad.
Yeah,
Patriots.
I'm gonna say bad.
I'm gonna say I don't know because of the track record. If you tell me they're gonna have a top 5 defense and they're gonna run the ball,
Yeah.
they're not gonna win, but they're gonna make the playoffs.
I assumed bad until you shut out a team, which
Correct.
again is a top 3 scoring team in the league. Top
Right.
2 was number one.
Without their offensive pieces.
Yeah,
But then you beat
If
Green.
you take away the one thing that they're good at and you take those away, they're gonna be bad.
but then did they beat Green Bay in overtime?
no, they lost.
They lost.
They went toe to toe with them. So I'm like,
Because Mac Jones got hurt, and it's the backup quarterback theory where
And
like
they could
people
have
just
won,
don't
but
fucking
Belichick did not try to
people
win
just
that
don't
game.
try to fucking
Yeah.
do shit against backup quarterbacks,
No.
and I don't understand it.
I'm
And
just
don't
saying,
get me
if-
wrong, fucking
Yeah.
Zappy is a fucking gunslinger.
Yeah.
Like he was at Western Kentucky. It's what he does.
Mhm.
So I think that opens it up more than Mac Jones does.
yeah.
And then you're just like, okay, well, we thought the Patriots are going to be this. So it's a don't know.
If and when I get an offensive coordinator position, I'm just letting you know in these situations,
Yeah.
my starting quarterback gets hurt. The first play I'm running is a play action pass.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going
100%.
deep.
Why
I don't
w-
care where we're at
Why
or the
wouldn't you?
situation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it makes no sense. to me.
100%
Last team, the Jacksonville Jaguars,
bad.
2 and 3.
I can't. Huge on them. Complete U-turn.
I didn't watch any of the game. Was
I
it
didn't
just-
watch any of the
You
games.
can't score a touchdown against Houston at home. You're bad. Period.
That's a division. Division games are
I feel-
harder, dude.
Score a touchdown.
Yeah.
Division games
That's
are
the
hard,
litmus
man.
test.
Well, and this is the one thing too where even though I preach, in the season, in the moment, Jacksonville sneaky beat Buffalo last year and it made no sense.
Yeah.
Like
No.
it's just one of those games like we talked about. You're gonna randomly beat somebody for no reason.
There's one of those every year.
Yep.
I don't know that we've had it yet this year,
yeah,
but it meant nothing for
Feels like
Buffalo at the end of the year.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not quick to sell my Lawrence stock, obviously.
Why
I
would
have
you?
receipts.
yeah,
But the Jags, we need to pump the brakes
yeah.
because I was going 100 on the highway with them a week ago.
Well, so here's the thing: they play Indy this week, and I think that will be a very telling. Like, okay, that was just a fluke game. You guys are being idiots. Like, let's start beating the bricks off these
Are they
guys. 'Cause-
figuring it out, or are the Colts figuring it out?
no, they're not.
Puke.
But that's a good, bad, and I don't know.
Too bad I don't know.
Shoot
Yeah.
it, kill it, send it, do it, take us away.
There we go. Speaking
There it
of
is.
that, it's a great way
Yes,
to segment into the raft.
the Raft, baby.
The either
The
ors.
Raft.
They're going to have to.
Yeah,
So the winner of the AFC South, which
Yes.
is the Colts, the Jags,
yeah.
the Texans, the Titans, will finish under 500. So the winner of that division will go into the playoffs at 8-9.
You have my cold-blooded Colt, and I don't know what the saying is, commitment that team will be 9-8 or 8-9.
Well, which one's it did? That's the line, bud. That's the line.
That's the point of this question. You can't.
That's
Pick,
the
you have to
line.
pick.
Oh,
If I say they're going under 500, are you letting me on the raft or not?
I'm gonna say no.
No.
Somebody goes
Somebody's got to win. You know
9-8
what I mean?
or 10-7.
Somebody's got to go 9-8.
10-7.
I think Tennessee or Jacksonville is poised to go 9-8 or 10-7.
Texans just figured it out, dude.
You fucking wish.
Dude, Davis Mills, man.
Never doubt.
Never doubt.
Next.
The Atlanta Falcons will make the playoffs.
What are they right now? 2-3?
They are currently 2-3.
Yeah.
No.
No.
There are 1, 2, 3, 4 teams ahead of them in the NFC conference as of right now.
That's pretty crazy.
And there's 7
That is
teams
pretty
that make the
crazy.
playoffs
That is pretty crazy.
On each side?
on each side
On
now.
each side now,
That's
yeah.
nuts, dude.
They will not.
I mean, when you put it that way, it's like, who's going to win then?
I mean, granted, there's a lot of teams that are at that 2-3
Yeah, threshold.
mark.
Yeah.
But I mean, every year there's that team that's like, oh, how'd they make the playoffs?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
this that team?
I
I'm not gonna lie to you. I haven't watched a ton of Falcons football.
We saw it the one day, and the guy lost his mind at Brenner's Pub. Shout
Yeah.
out.
You know what I mean? I mean, you got to go.
I would imagine they're a wild card
You
team
gotta
that just
go-
gets bounced.
Well, that's not what I asked.
At
I'm going to
best.
go
That would be a
Niners,
huge accomplishment if they made the playoffs.
Yes.
Niners, Packers, Bucks, and then the Eagles. That's
Yep.
4.
Yep.
And then I'll go
You don't have the NFC North leader right now,
the Vikings.
the Vikings.
Well, those are the 4 divisions.
Yep.
And then I would go the Vikings,
Mm-hmm.
the Cowboys.
Yep.
So you got one spot left for the Giants, Rams, presumably, New Orleans.
I think
Which one is it?
Ooh.
See?
Okay,
6, there's no chance. 7,
okay.
you creep in that window.
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
don't.
yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
don't go. Final answer.
That pass doesn't go.
You got to catch that.
Yeah. What are you doing, Juju? Jesus.
Does it get intercepted?
No.
All right.
Third time.
Okay.
He's going to complete
Those
it.
are the ones that happen, though, and that's how the fucking Raiders beat the Chiefs, dude.
Yeah. Next.
So
Vegas.
I think it was. I don't even know if it was this year. I think it was early. I think it would have been 3 weeks into the football season last year where I was just irate with Kyle Pitts,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and then I literally had like a 45-second rant, and then he went for like 80 yards the next week.
Yeah. You turn it around.
What's going on?
He didn't do it this week.
He's just not. Sometimes, man, again, there's just lightning in a bottles, and it's on like to what scale you'd never truly know. Could there be umpteen amount of factors that are like internal with the organization, external with just his personal life and what's going on? Who knows? You never know, and that's why I think it would make for a great fucking show when you do the real deep dive and you find out, oh, Kyle Pitts sucked his sophomore year because he had like a massive like gambling problem or something and couldn't stay away. You know what I mean? Like that's the stuff where it's like,
I mean, his quarterback completed 7 passes for the game last week.
how many did he catch?
1.
But
Yeah.
I'm saying, you know what I mean? Last year, Matt Ryan, we see what he's doing with the Colts. He doesn't have it anymore.
Yeah.
So that's first year Kyle Pitts. Now you have Marcus Mariota. And you just said he completed 7 passes.
Yeah.
So how's Kyle Pitts supposed to eat when his quarterback he can't throw himself the ball?
There's nothing on the plate. Yeah, I was gonna say there's no dinner.
Yeah.
I just think it's one of those like going into a fantasy season, because I know that's kind of where this is, the whole narration is from.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is you just have to understand like sometimes talent can't outweigh the fact that your team is just dog shit.
Yeah.
Like
Throw me the ball.
Yeah.
but it's I don't know.
All right.
Can't
Next.
park a Lamborghini in
Yeah.
the fucking tow
Last
lot.
one here. We have the Giants and the Jets are a combined 7-3.
Yep.
The Cowboys and Texans are 5-4-1. Will New York or Texas have more football wins at the end of the year?
New York.
I'm not including the Buffalo Bills, obviously.
Yeah. New York.
I think most people would think Dallas is the best team out of those 4.
Yeah, but then it's the next
I would
two.
take New York. I think the Jets with Zach Wilson, like I said, we have to wait till he comes back to see how they are.
He is
He's
back.
not back?
No, he is back.
But, like,
I'm
back,
saying
back.
like now he's back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He came back last game to Joe Flacco got hurt. He came in and played and they won. And then now they just fucking won outright.
They just know that they have a sneaky good, like I literally talked about it last week and I didn't even remember, huge upside for their offense.
Yeah.
And I didn't even really focus on what it was that they shined to win 40-17 against Miami. Obviously, Teddy Bridgewater got hurt, but all they did was just run the ball.
Yeah.
And then Breece Hall is just a freak of nature.
Yeah.
Like I think
So,
he
like,
had 2
when they
catches
were,
for
like,
100 yards.
The Jets won the draft last year. It's like,
Yeah.
well, let's see.
We're starting to
let's
see
get
it.
the pieces together and let's see it. And like their coach from the Niners, I mean, their defense isn't bad either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I just
They
think
make plays.
Yeah, it's
Special
one of
teams
those-
make plays.
Houston doesn't have enough weight as the secondary team to help
Yeah.
Dallas push them over the win totals for the 2 New York teams.
And then it's like, are the Giants going to keep this up? You
That's
know
what I'm saying. Because if the Giants don't and the Cowboys take the leap, then I think Texas wins. Because if you told me the Jets win 2 more games this year, I'd believe you.
Yeah.
They're going to be in games.
Yeah.
But so is Houston.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
They just beat the juggernaut Jags.
They just beat the Juggernaut Jags.
Destroyed them. Next.
That's the Raft, man. Three
That's
of
the
them.
Raft.
That's a Raft, baby.
quick
3
ones.
rafts, baby.
I don't think I even stayed on a raft that entire time.
No. Well, I mean, each one has one, but no.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
The Carson Weekly Wentz update.
Love it.
Tell me.
So,
What was the starting number?
I crunched the numbers all the way from
Okay.
the entire season based off of, again, the over-under 225 yards passing gets you plus or minus 1. Every TD interception, plus or minus a half. And then I put here, because I think it should be noted, that every time you get sacked 9 or more times, that's minus 1.
If you do that, then every time you throw over 300, you should get a half point.
No, just getting sacked 9 or more times, because it only happened once, and that's a lot of sacks. So,
Yeah, but if you throw over 300 yards in a game, I feel like that should earn you.
the over-under for the majority of quarterbacks, Josh Allen's the exception. I believe Patrick Mahomes is usually the exception. Like, 225 is where the over-under's at. I feel like it's there for a reason.
Yeah, 225 is there for a reason.
Mhm.
So if you're going way above that,
Yeah.
then guess what? You should get more credit for it.
No. Just plus minus 1. And then, do you want to know where Carson Wentz currently sits after all of those are factored in?
And after this last game,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Where?
I want to know. You asked me, do I want to know?
No, where do you think he sits?
I would probably say 6.5.
He's at a 7.
Hell yeah.
This was his first week where he was under 40 pass attempts, and maybe it was for the best because he's currently 4th in passing yards at 1,390.
Scur, if you pass over 300 yards, should you get an extra half point?
Yes.
No.
It's every bonus, every fantasy league.
See?
No. Over 225.
No, because you just want to shit on this man as much as you can.
No, I have very evenly across the board stats.
That's not very evenly across the board.
It is.
No, because you're discrediting him for going above and beyond. He's not throwing 227. Give the context. What are his numbers for each game?
I mean, he was under 225 twice, and I believe he's been over it twice.
They played 5 games.
I'll look it up. My point being, these are my stats. I built them. I'll take
You're
it.
trying to sway your stats to your favor. Your segment is the weekly Wentz update.
Yeah.
Your take is
And he's-
Carson Wentz sucks.
He's currently at a 7, so sounds like he's winning.
Yeah, but now I'm saying he could be winning by more, but you don't want him to win. You're rooting for him to lose.
Just because I'm rooting fairly and unbiasedly doesn't mean I have to listen to somebody that wants me to root for him to be good.
But he's doing better than what you're giving him credit for. Yes, he's going above 225. I understand that. But he's also going above 350, which not everybody's doing it. You're reading your little list of quarterbacks and their yardage. Where's Carson Wentz on that list?
4th.
Oh, that's weird.
That's what I told you. He's 4th in passing. But so then,
Is he really?
Yeah.
I never would have guessed that.
yeah. But then, so here's the thing. What are we going to factor in with the team's total wins and losses? Because if he's doing so well, their team's still 1-4.
Okay.
-1 for every game.
That they lose?
Mm-hmm.
No.
See?
Do they get a plus for a win?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Because
Hey, Wentz is a 7. I'll take it.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's at a 7. So
Yeah. But just so you know, America, offspringers.
Yeah.
I listen like the whole nation's listening.
Yeah.
Right?
But I'm just
But
saying.
we also have people in Russia. We also have people in Brazil. Shout them out.
And our
People in
schedule matters,
Malaysia.
so people
you know what I
listen.
mean?
Yes. I'm just saying.
Carson Wentz is putting up numbers.
My point with this is these are very. So here's your thing with Carson. You're trying to give him more credibility, more power, and rightfully so. I see your point. But if I'm setting the expectation at what I would argue is a low bar for this man,
Yes.
sounds like he should be getting a +1 every week, and he hasn't. Ipso facto, my scale is justified.
Ipso.
Lawyered.
No, because what I'm gonna do,
Yes.
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do it for every quarterback in the league,
Mhm.
and then we're gonna see where everybody stands.
That'd be sick.
That would be sick.
Be a fun game.
That is a fun. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
All right, that's dead. That's Carson Wentz.
No, that's very much alive. Carson Wentz is very much alive.
Yeah. Top 3, bottom 3. Let's round this sucker out.
Let's
Okay.
round her out, baby.
Yeah.
I'll start top 3. We're gonna start at the top because I think there's gonna be less there.
Yeah.
Honestly, mine's the exact same.
Same.
I have the
Same.
Bills 1, KC 2, Philly 3.
I have Eagles 1, Bills 2, KC 3.
I have
They're about to
Buffalo.
lose this game, so I don't know.
Buffalo 1, Philly
That's
2, KC 3.
Yeah. Bottom 3 for me. It's a little different.
If KC loses, does your top 3 change?
No, because I don't even know who the fuck I'd put up there.
I would swap Philly. I'd put them at 2.
You'd put them at 2?
I would.
Okay.
Yeah.
Casey would just still probably stay 3 because I don't know.
Especially if they lose at home. Like if this was in Vegas, I wouldn't put as much weight on it. But if they lose at home to a division rival, which they've historically owned,
Yeah.
it would be pretty bad for me.
Yeah.
30. Third worst team in the league.
Yes.
It's the Bears for me. Still is. Man.
They're not in mine, so don't worry.
Yes. Thank
Now,
you.
to be fair,
To be fair.
Ah.
I know this is a top 3 and bottom 3, not bottom 4.
Uh-huh.
But if we're going off of the week-to-week basis,
Bears are
I do
29.
have the Lions at 29.
Okay.
So I'm not
That's
anti.
too hard. That's too hard on them.
I mean, if you don't score and you're the number 1 offense in the league, there's a problem there. I knew the defense was going to give up points, but if you don't do your job on the other side of the ball,
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Number 31 for me is Carolina, and it sucks because I want them to be good for reasons that are beyond me. Maybe I just think that their team is better, but you know who's not is fucking Baker Mayfield.
Go there, man. Be their cheerleader
Yeah,
because they
dude.
suck.
He's bad.
They're terrible.
I've literally been saying it for years. I send memes to Kyle all the time.
It's
He's not good, hasn't been good, and all I hear, oh, well, who has more playoff wins? Who took the Browns to the playoff? I'm like, buddy, their team did because it wasn't Baker Mayfield. Oh, he's been hurt.
It
Well, he's not
was-
hurt now.
That's bad.
He's not hurt now. Oh, he doesn't have the shiny weapons? Oh, so maybe it wasn't him.
yeah. It's
And
Yeah.
I think for me, the team that is probably going to ultimately beat the Bears for the worst record in the league, it's Pittsburgh.
Oof.
yeah.
They're not good there. I don't know why. It's hard for me. I associate good football with Pittsburgh. Like we
Every
said,
time.
Yeah.
Tomlin doesn't ever go below 500.
Yeah.
And if they somehow won 7 or 8 games, I wouldn't be shocked because
Yeah.
that's just what he does.
But it's gonna be tough.
But the
It's
team's
gonna be
not
tough.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes you really wonder how much of it was, again, just luck, lightning in a bottle, all that shit, where TJ Watt is just making incredible plays, giving you 6 points a game almost because he just would scoop and score or do something that
It
affects a
was something that would
turnover.
switch the positions of the field. You know, like your
Yes.
your starting field position would switch drastically
Yeah.
with TJ Watt. So you're not having to make long drives.
Yeah, like we're on their 30 instead of our 30.
Yeah.
Like it's Mm-hmm. All right, Det, what's your bottom 3?
Bottom 3. I have a new 30, and it is the Denver Broncos.
Oh, they're so
and I'm
bad.
not riding.
Yeah, at all.
I'm not riding.
They
I wanted to give, just because of Russell Wilson, he got the benefit of the doubt for the past weeks.
yeah.
But this team is not good offensively at all.
Nothing
that they do. And then I know you guys from last week's barn burner got
Yeah.
a lot of Colts fans in here. Love that.
Yeah.
You know, you got the win, and I love that for you guys. But man, that game was so bad. It might be the worst game I've ever seen in my entire
It was
life.
I
bad.
haven't talked to a single person that said there was a strike of like anything
A
good to
glimpse
talk.
of anything that was like, oh, I saw something. No,
No.
I didn't see shit.
People wanted that game over.
yeah,
That's
could
the
have got
first-
over Mo.
That's the first time in I think
Broncos fans left going into overtime.
Well, I think it's one of the first Thursday night football games I've seen where I wanted to actually know what show was going to be promoted like after the fact. I bet that show was better than that football game. And those shows are usually terrible.
It was bad.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Worst team in the league.
I'm not going to lie to you. This Thursday is not going to be much better.
It's gonna be so bad.
Bears
Or
Commanders,
maybe it's going to be fucking nuts, dude.
Could be absolute fire.
Could be absolute fire.
Yeah.
Going into it at, what's that?
32.
31?
Oh, that's right. You weren't
They
talking
were
about the
30.
Colts.
31, I got the Washington Commanders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the talk I give Carson Wentz, you know what I mean? He's putting up numbers, but they're not winning.
Their
you
team
can't be
sucks.
good, you know what I mean? And again, I'm going to do it because I fluff his numbers just like he does in the fourth quarter. They're losing. He has to throw the ball. But I'm telling you, he's throwing it a lot, and he's getting a lot. But he's just not getting points.
But if
and
it's
that
not
sucks.
equating to winning, then clearly
It's
the
not.
strategy needs to change.
But guess who's back?
Brian Robinson.
Many men.
Men
Which death upon me.
Very hard.
Dude, him coming out to that song
Wow.
was
Wow.
probably the coolest thing I've ever seen anybody do.
It was pretty
Pre-game.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
And you're just like, oh, yeah. This
guy-
guy, one, has a sense of humor. Two, he fucking gets it.
Just gets shot again.
He gets it.
Oh, Brian's down. Really
Since he
jinxed
got
him
hit
there.
like I got hit, but he ain't fucking breathing.
Yeah.
And then 32, it is the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
So bad.
They're just not good. They have, I feel like, the best running back outside of Saquon now that he's back. Like, Christian McCaffrey's not getting hurt, but he's not doing anything.
Yeah.
No.
And I'm like, man, I wish that you could just throw screens, do runs, just give this man the ball.
It shouldn't be.
Let him just create this, I can carry a team, and then let me leave. And then you get pieces. It works both ways.
Let
If you
CMC
want me
cook.
to trade for me, build me up.
Yeah.
And then get a bunch of picks back.
Yeah, it's tough. Okay. My bottom three. The more I think about it, I think I'm going to have to change it up last second.
Do it.
I like it. Also, the reason I don't have Pittsburgh in there, they get the the rookie quarterback pass. They get the rookie quarterback pass.
Okay.
30th is Denver, because I don't know how I forgot, but they are just absolute shitholes.
They were a week away from me. Like,
Yeah.
they're 28, 29.
Yeah, they're absolute butthole. And then 31st is Washington. Because
Okay.
again, it's one of those where somehow your quarterback is putting up numbers where if you were like, hey, if I told you your quarterback gave you, again, 300 plus and 2 touchdowns and a pick, do you feel like you'd be in the game? Sure. And it's like, nope, you're 1-4.
Nope.
Like, this sucks.
Perfect.
Yeah. Like, I don't know what's going on there. It's just, it's all weird. And then shout out Kyle, our sponsor. He actually sent me a video. Ron Rivera, always been a big, I feel like, very pro player, very team, like, I've got my guys.
Oh, yeah.
They asked him, like, what's the difference? What separates you guys? And what do you think's lacking? Quarterback. Just flat out was like, heart. But no, he's like,
Miles of heart.
but he's like, yeah, the quarterback play, like consistent elite quarterback play is what separates the great teams from, everybody else. And I'm just like, you're just flat out saying Carson sucks.
No, he's saying he's not consistently elite. You literally just said that.
Yeah. And then last but not least, it's the Carolina Panthers.
All right. Okay. Look at you.
But they're the team. So again, it has to be just a very daunting feeling knowing you're an NFL caliber player. And as a team, when you step onto a field, you just have no sense of how we're going to get points on the board.
Yeah.
It's bad.
That's just got to
The
be
offense is tough to watch.
that's got to be a weird feeling. Like, you would think you scheme up something throughout each and every week of like, if nothing else, we're going to run the annexation of Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
If nothing else, we're going to try a hook and ladder. If nothing else,
Like, I get it. It's early, but you got to start throwing some gimmick plays in there, man, because you guys are bad.
Yeah.
So, how bad can
And
you
Baker's
get, you know what I mean?
deceptively slow.
yeah.
Like, everybody, it's the opposite for people like, oh, he's kind of quick. He breaks the pocket, and you're like, oh, here comes 7 or 8 yards.
Nope.
And he's hauling ass
Line of scrimmage.
2.5.
Yeah.
You're like, what?
Yeah.
Because he does. He gets to the edges a lot,
Yeah.
And it's
but he
that's
never.
it.
But he never wins.
Never goes north south.
Yeah.
He gets to the edge.
It's like
and-
that video that you seen where he was just chasing Nick Chubb when Nick Chubb broke that like 70-yard run.
Yeah.
And he's keeping up with him. You see it in the video, and he's just yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
dude,
where's that speed at?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's tough.
I don't
But,
get it.
Yeah. They are just, when you're that bad, again, you feel for those guys because you're top 1% in the athletes in the world,
Yeah.
and you just cannot put a single drive together.
No,
Yeah.
it's mind-boggling to me.
Absolute pain. But yeah, that's all I got.
That's the bottom 3, baby.
Yeah.
Want to make
Shoot
some
it.
picks?
Feel it. Oh, yeah. We got a pick. I forgot.
All right, so to recap, again, as of right now, if you're following Skur Dad, it's not great. I get that.
Greener pastures are
We
coming.
will right the ship, and
Yeah.
I am confident it starts this week. I am a lonely 1-4. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
Trav, the only winner last week with the Dallas Cowboys.
Shout out.
Outright, too.
Sure. Took a dog that won outright. He's moved to 2 and 3.
Spank the Rams right on the tush.
Like he alluded to earlier, again, we are making these picks on a Monday for the following week. If you took the
suffer.
Chargers at kickoff, you would have won, but that's not what we're doing here. And you
Yeah.
are 3 and 2?
3 and 2.
3 and 2.
3 and 2.
So I will start it off because I'm in the bottom.
Yes, go ahead.
I'm taking the Washington Commanders,
Motherfucker.
and they are
I was
getting
gonna take them.
and they are getting a point.
Yeah.
They're playing Chicago, and I believe it is the Thursday night game.
Yeah.
And it is gonna be a barn burner. Wentz lights it up
That game screams 9 to
to the
7.
tune of 221, of 2 touchdowns and a pick. But it might be enough.
13 to 7. There you
Yeah.
go. Miss extra point.
And I couldn't tell you a better team to write your season ship on than the fucking
In
Washington
Washington.
C words.
Oh, God.
Let's do it.
Puke.
Trav, what's your pick?
No, what's yours, Dute?
No, what's yours?
So I thought I had it, but I think I have it again.
You mean when I said, hey, let's get our picks in before we start the pod?
Yeah.
You guys like, oh, yeah, let's do that.
Well, so it's between two. Again, Dallas goes to Philly. They're getting 5. It's a division game,
Philly would have been the pick.
but I think it's one of those where that division will play each other hard. I think Dallas, again, is showing you that they're a very competent, if not above average football team.
Defensive side of the ball.
Philly, their only real test was going down early against Jacksonville, which it's looking like now maybe that win wasn't as big as it could have been or should have been.
That's not. They suck.
But the other one, too, that's kind of staring you right in the face that seems too easy is Monday night.
Uh-oh, marquee matchup.
Oh.
I think I'm going to take the Chargers -5 because Denver is atrocious.
Okay.
They are terrible at football. And I know we'd have to be here watching it, but we should know the outcome more or less by the time we're done.
Yeah.
But I feel like the Chargers aren't stepping on anybody's throats. And that's
Yeah.
what scared me.
Well, they're not, but Denver also just sucks.
They do.
And so I'm kind of going off of more that than
Yeah.
anything else.
I mean, if they suck that bad, why is it only -5? You know what I mean?
Well, if they suck that bad, I was actually assuming it was going to be like -2.5 or 3.
I think he was meaning his shades of like Casey at Indy.
Yeah. Is it going to be one of those again?
No.
Okay.
No.
I mean, I hope not. I
'Cause
believe
the-
in it.
I looked at it.
Oh, yeah, because, I mean, really nothing else is
There's nothing that's sexy
Spicy.
and juicy. Yeah.
The Commanders +1.
I mean-
Honestly, I was going to pick that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah. How do you not?
Hey, I'm here for you guys. My fandom sits back.
'Cause
We
it-
make money. That's what we
That's
do.
what we do.
That's what
'Cause-
we do.
the only thing I can think of now in hindsight of my pick that, you always do the thing
the
where
Chiefs don't make money.
you
Oh, man.
no, you think it's a good pick,
I'm
and then
walking
all
it
of a
in.
sudden everything plays out the wrong way that you didn't think about. But does Denver's defense just have an elite night? That's the only way I see them even keeping it
Yeah.
close.
Sure.
And they might. And that might be the thing. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like Patrick Surtain, pick 6.
No,
Might see it coming.
I think Herbert just lights him up, and then Russ just gets the booze early. Drew Lock chance? Anybody? Well, he's on Seattle now, but you know what I mean.
Drew Lock
Traded for this
coming
game.
back. We trading back for him?
Yeah. But yeah, that's mine.
I'm going to take the fucking surprisers, man. They're at home. Arizona's coming in there. It is Seattle +3.
Ooh.
I think.
Little smorgasbord from the pod today.
Yeah, I think.
Random games.
It's division. They're at home.
Random
Yeah.
task.
It's going to be hard. DeAndre Hopkins is not back
He
yet.
is not.
He is
Confirmed.
not.
Still
He
suspended.
is not. Still suspended.
Yes.
I think the defense is better than what people think it is. DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett are still there. And now Rashad Penny's out, but they have a great backup
Yeah.
running back.
Yeah.
Kenny Walker in Michigan State.
Kenneth
Kenneth.
Walker the third.
I know him. He lets me call him Kenny.
Kenny.
Yeah.
So Seattle +3.
I don't hate it. I mean, it's 2.5 on DraftKings, but I'll let you have the
It's on
hook.
FanDuel. It's on 3.
I know, but we should probably use all the same. We'll figure it out.
No, because I'm going to give the best line. I looked at it on DraftKings, but I'm going to give my people the best.
Unless they
I'm not
sponsor
gonna-
us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then I'll
that
give
too.
whatever line you
That
want.
too.
Yeah,
But
honestly. MGM, shout us out, dude. What you want?
There we go.
The-
Jamie Foxx.
Give me
who?
some of that Jamie Foxx money.
But that's it. That's week 6. Well, heading into week 6.
That would be episode 67.
That's episode
67. Point to heaven.
Let's make that money.
We did it.